Hey Mojoholics, welcome back to What's Your Mojo, the weekly show where we fill you in on what you might have missed last week, give you a sneak peek on what's coming up next week, ask your feedback, and answer viewer FAQs. Let's break it down. In case you missed it, this week we published Top 10 Production Nightmares. Those are those movies that may or may not have turned out great, but their production processes were full of disasters. So if you want to know which movie set saw 3 injured because of a 320-ton steamship, or which movie's crew had a member so disgruntled that he poisoned a crew meal with PCP, then check that one out. And if you were a teen in the 90s, you may be interested in Top 10 Blink-182 songs and Top 10 Oasis songs, because 90s. It's the weekend again, and that means you have like 64 hours before you have to do anything again, and that also means there's plenty of time for a Mojothon. So, what's on tap? Feast your eyes and ears on our latest series, Decade-Defining Songs. Today we started with the 1950s, tomorrow you'll see the 60s, Sunday the 70s, and on like that until we unveil the top 10 decade-defining songs of all time on Thursday. For all you gamers out there, Mario Kart 8 is out in stores this weekend. So to celebrate this iconic series, we did top 10 Mario Kart tracks, which you can expect to see on Saturday. And if you need a movie top 10 to keep you from jonesing, check out Top 10 Major Movie Plot Holes, which also comes out on Saturday. Are you guys ready for some trivia? Let's do it. What movie was Ronald Reagan so excited to be mentioned in that he had the projector stop it and play the scene again? The Matrix, Back to the Future, The Terminator, or Independence Day? You are correct if you said Back to the Future.
Who's president of the United States in 1985?
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan? The actor?
Actually, President Reagan was so pleased with the mention, he quoted Doc Brown in his next State of the Union address.
As they said in the film, Back to the Future, where we're going, we don't need roads.
If you want to test your knowledge of all things political, presidential, or otherwise, head over to WatchMojo.com/trivia. Anyway, I'm talking to you about Ronald Reagan because June 5th, 2004 was the day he passed away at the age of 93. If you want to learn more about President Reagan or about American politics in general, check these videos out. Biography of Ronald Reagan, Life and Death of a President, Top 10 Defining Moments of 1980s America, U.S. Presidential Election Process Explained, Top 10 Fictional Movie Presidents, as well as many other shockingly fair and balanced bios on U.S. presidents. And when we do bash one political party or another, we do it evenly, like we did in our Top 10 Angry U.S. Conservatives and our Top 10 Angry U.S. Liberals videos. Also, don't forget to head over to WatchMojo.com/calendar to see thousands of our older, equally timely videos. And while you're there, make sure to vote on the topics that matter most to you so we can tailor our future videos to your tastes. Before we ask you guys your opinions on a few of our lists, we thought we'd let you see where your hard work gets you. A while back, we published Top 10 Anime Opening Theme Songs. Next Tuesday, you'll see Top 10 Fourth Wall Breaks in Video Games. And next Thursday, you'll see Top 10 Dangerous Tourist Destinations. Thanks again for your help in choosing those lists. But we have even more lists in need of your input this week. As we've done for the past couple of weeks, we're asking your help in choosing the best games from each console generation. This week, the 5th generation. So be sure to vote on that one. Next up, Top 10 Best, Coolest, Funniest, Obscene Song Titles. We know this one's going to be popular, but we're torn between focusing on the best names of popular songs, like Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit, or more obscure titles, like the Bloodhound Gang's A Lap Dance Is So Much Better When the Stripper Is Crying. So cast your vote to let us know which direction we should go with that one. You know how we say that variety is the spice of life? You don't? Well, it is. Anyway, we thought we'd keep some variety in our videos with top 10 landmarks in various locations around the world. We've already done top 10 London landmarks and top 10 US landmarks, so let us know which ones you want to see next. And as always, be sure to head over to WatchMojo.com/suggest to let us know what you think. And while you're there, make sure to vote on any other topics you may have an opinion on. We know how much you guys love the FAQ section where Dan joins me and we answer those same questions we get over and over and over.
Yes, anyway, let's do that. Let's begin with Neri Necker, who says, Seems like Psycho is dominating the list now. Top 10 scream queens, dramatic death movies, and now shower scenes. Smiley face.
Good point. Believe it or not, we really try to offer variety in our videos, which is why we'll throw in top 10 tourist attractions or top 10 vegetables to mix it up.
That's also why we've added things like the suggestion tool, to ensure we're casting as wide a net as possible when researching entries for the lists.
Especially as our audience grows, it's important for us to publish a wide variety of topics with entries that are as diverse as possible. But as we create lists and countdowns, we have to balance that with ensuring that the lists are also accurate.
What also tends to happen is that our audience suggests a lot of similar ideas, so then the entries they suggest become quite homogenous.
This is why we have an ever-growing army of writers and researchers to ensure that things don't get stale and remain varied. But we also have to balance avoiding too much repetition in our lists with ensuring that those who deserve the credit get their due.
After all, excluding Psycho from top 10 scream queens, dramatic movie deaths, or shower scenes would be viewed as a glaring omission to someone who's seen just one or the other, especially when you consider the Daedric Overlord's comment. Let's be honest, we all came here for Psycho, and that was upvoted 73 times.
But to the Mojo-holics who watch every single one of our videos, sure, it might seem like we're running out of ideas. Trust me, we have this debate all the time. But we make top 10 lists. That's what we do. So it's more important for us to be accurate in our lists than to worry about repeating an entry every once in a while.
And last but not least, you might be noticing this because we now publish more lists. We used to publish only 1 per day, but now it's 3. So a while ago it was 10 entries per day, and now it's over 30.
In other words, the chances you see an entry repeated are simply mathematically higher when the audience is increasingly determining what to produce and what to include as entries.
Okay, now that that's settled, Mitchell Friend asks, here's my good question for next week. Why is it that I get the "your suggestion is now a video" email a couple of days or even a week after the actual video has been published? It just seems a little odd.
Fortunately, this one's got a short and sweet answer. It's done manually, and the suggest tool is popular, and we want to ensure that we're linking the right videos to the right suggestions. And that takes time, otherwise the system would be rather hit or miss. So to sum up, it's basically because we're slow.
Me anyway, let's finish up with reading a few of the comments of the week. The first one goes to Johann Diaz, who commented on our top 10 philosophers video. Haven't watched it yet, please tell me Tupac was on this list?
Next up, we have Gunga Biblical, who commented on top 10 influential figures in science and technology. Albert smoked weed, right? I've heard that before. That explains Einstein's hair.
I got another one here. Okay, I'm sorry. Basoene Douglas commented on top 10 old wise men in movies. Ha! Marvel do not classify mutants as human beings. That way, they get tax breaks on the toys. Okay, so if we understand correctly, that's in reference to the fact that you get a tax break on non-human toys because humanoid toys are taxed at 12% and non-humanoid toys are taxed at 6.8. Did you get all that?
And finally, Atheist Orphan had a witty retort to the Zion Soho when he commented on our video about top 10 production nightmares. The Zion Soho said, "I hate the Doors, so overrated," which had nothing to do with anything anyway. Then Atheist Orphan said, "Me too, that's why I always use Windows when entering or leaving now." Bam, nailed it.
Anyway guys, thanks as always for the comments and questions.
And if you want your questions answered, leave them here in the comments, catch us on Facebook or Twitter, or email us at watch@WatchMojo.com. Don't forget the hashtag WMFAQ, and if you want your very own nifty shirt, go to WatchMojo.com/store. That's all for this week. Thanks for watching, and tune in again next time for another edition of What's Your Mojo? I'll be back.